So, right. My question for you guys is,
Yeah.
what's your definition of a long distance relationship?
Good question. A long distance relationship is a kind of relationship, to the best of my knowledge, that you guys do not have time, or there's a barrier between each other.
So it's not geography for you. So it's not geography for you.
Yeah, geography is a part of it.
Okay.
Geography is a part of it. Like, you can
So what
you
if,
can do a long distance relationship in Lagos. Thank you.
so what if I'm dating okay, so I can't use but it's a what if situation, right? So what if I am dating someone that is based in, say, Abuja, and we talk all the time? From your own analogy, would you still consider that a long distance relationship?
It's a long distance relationship by the virtue of geography. But in terms of like emotional and relationship responsibilities, it's not a long distance.
Fuck you. Please. Everything you have just said is trash. Please.
No! So relationship responsibility in the sense that you should speak to your girlfriend every day. It's a responsibility.
Yeah, but it doesn't change the fact
like
that
you long distance, does it, because you said if you're not being committed, then it is not, it becomes a long distance. Like you're not able to commit to the responsibilities
Of
the relationship,
yeah.
then it is considered a long distance relationship. That was why I asked, is geography a factor to be considered?
So I mean, if it's Abuja, you can finance it. Like you have the freedom to travel whenever you like. Some people fly to Abuja for the weekend and come back on Sunday evening. I mean, it happens, and we don't say that's a long distance relationship. Do you understand? So it varies. But like I said, if you don't fulfill the requirements of immediate relationship and the requirements geographically.
So can you have a long distance relationship with someone you're living with if you do not have meet those requirements and you live with that person? Will you still consider that a long distance relationship?
You can be in the same space and be distant from somebody still.
Is that still
A long distance relationship.
a long distance relationship?
I won't classify it as that.
Confused fellow. What's your definition of a long distance relationship?
I think a long distance relationship is one where the person is not in close proximity, that is within your close proximity.
Geography.
Yes, geography. And when I say close proximity, I mean, I'm not saying that, okay, the person is not in your area, or the person is probably not in your state.
Okay. In the
I mean, probably
with
not
which
in
you
your
reside
state, but in the country you are in.
Okay.
Yeah. For Lagos,
Okay.
if you are staying in somewhere like Lambe, and the person you are dating is in
Songotedu.
that one can sort of be looked as a long distance because the distance too much before you can reach. But if you compare it to over the border or across the border, it's not really a long distance relationship.
Okay, so can I ask a question to
Yeah.
you? So I live in Bega,
Yeah,
the Bega side of Lagos.
yeah.
And then somebody lives in the side of Bega,
Oh, that is Akute.
Akote axis.
Yeah,
Not long distance.
Will you consider that long distance?
it's not long distance.
But you said border.
Across the border, yeah. I think
So you are crossing the border
anything that allows you go a very long. I feel that if you are going a very long distance, it's a long distance relationship.
So somebody might consider moving from here to Ikeja as long distance.
I mean, and I also just put in perspective. Some people can have a girlfriend in Canada and they can afford to travel.
But does that cancel the fact that it's still quite a distance?
I'll tell you guys why I asked the question, so that we don't digress. We need to stay on this conversation, right? We've had situations where, heard of situations rather, where people, I don't want to bring gender coloration to this, but people say, oh, I'm dating XYZ in Abuja, in Ibadan, I reside in Lagos, the distance is too much. And then you still see some people say, oh, my boyfriend is in the UK, my girlfriend is in Canada, and we have an amazing relationship. And they do not consider that distance. So basically what I'm trying to say is, so my own definition then would be geography and finance. So if the geography is the space between the both of us in terms of kilometers I need to travel is wide or is longer, and I do not have the fund to finance it, and she did not have the fund to also finance that movement, then it is a long distance relationship. But if I can fund it like he said, I'm not looking at the distance, I can just wake up and say, and by the way, I have friends that literally you see them today and the next thing they'll tell you that they go UK. I'll be back by Sunday. Oh, I'll be back in 2 days' time. I'm going to Canada. Oh, I should be back in 3 days' time. I have friends like that, yeah. So somebody like that is based in Nigeria that dates someone in, say, UK or Canada or the US or any other part of the world, or even Australia, that knows that I can just wake up and say, okay, let me quickly rush to Australia, 48 hours trip, right? And then spend like 2 days there, another 48 hours, and then do another 48 hours back. That person might not consider that long distance, right? But when money no dey, and Baba, babe dey, I'm trying to look for babe dey Larry, and Baba dey Yaba, and the reason Uber money to Larry from Yaba. By the time you count your long distance.
Long distance.
Yeah, no, but yeah, that means that it's subjective. But isn't there a ground
universal definition?
Yes, where okay, you say that somebody wants to go to
mind you, everything Canada. I've said is my personal opinion.
Yeah, I understand. We are just this. I'm just trying to bring come at it from another angle. Somebody's in Canada, somebody's in Nigeria. He has the finances to go to Canada. She has the finances to come to Nigeria to see her boyfriend, to see the girlfriend, or whatever. Yes, they can both finance the movement and see each other.
They have not considered distance at that point. It's no longer long distance. But sorry for cutting you off, sir. Though, so I have a problem with particularly the female gender, and this is not throwing jabs at them, right? Particularly the ones without trying to be bring ethnicity into the conversation. We know some tribe in this country where they are dating somebody in the UK, in the US, in the Canada, and then they have a guy here that is running after them that lives in Lagos, or probably lives in Asaba, and they live in Lagos, and they are saying, no, long distance, I can't do long distance. But you are claiming you are faithful to the guy in Canada or US or this thing. We know those things happen, right? Many of these people don't even have the financial capacity to finance that trip to any of those countries. In fact, if they even get themselves, then go break up with the guy. True. Then go break up with the guy if they even get there. But then they are comfortable because they are hoping that one day this guy is going to come, like Prince Charming, pick them up, fly them up to whatever country the guy resides in, and then they feel like, I've arrived. So that is the point I'm trying to speak to. But then let's take it back to
so just a moment. I put it on AI that what's a long distance relationship to get definition, to get something definite, and he says, I know I'm a fantastic reader. A long distance relationship is a romantic relationship where
I say that. Like it knows it's a fantastic reader.
I just said a romantic relationship where the partners are physically apart, often living in different cities, states, or country. The physical distance can make it challenging to maintain regular face-to-face interaction, which can require extra effort and commitment from both partners to stay connected and maintain the relationship. then characteristics, physical distance, communication challenges, and finally, trust and commitment.
So AI they talk based on Noibo na. Noibo setting AI they use.
No, not
It
really.
then include financial commitment.
Trust and commitment. It did not specify what type of commitment.
Commitment is emotional. AI is using Noibo standard. So for you, anyway, for this conversation, what's her name by the way? Oh, you don't want to mention her name?